So my name's Rick Bransford. I'm a spine surgeon based at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle, Washington, part of the University of Washington system. I'm also the chair of education for AO Spine International.
What are your hopes for this conference?
Yeah, I think the hopes that this is a very exciting conference, to see the growth that's happened over the years. But my hopes for this conference is that we can continue to network, that we can collaborate, that we can learn from one another. None of us knows everything, and to see the interaction is just phenomenal.
What are some key topics being explored?
It's always interesting to see the different technologies as they evolve, and I think one of the big hot topics going on in this region and globally is the role of endoscopy, what can be done and what can't be done, and to explore that has been pretty fascinating.
How important is networking in spine surgery?
Networking is always a very critical component. I think that we are a global group of surgeons. To see people here from all over the world, from Asia Pacific, from North America, from Europe, and certainly the Middle East, all coming together, all sharing ideas, getting to know one another, building relationship and friendship, working on collaborative research. It's unprecedented and very important, I think, to the future of what we do.
What challenges do spine surgeons face?
I think the big challenges facing spine surgeons is that we're held to a very high standard of expectation. Certainly certain climates have a big component, particularly in North America, of litigation where everything is supposed to go perfectly or the lawyers come after you. We're facing issues with government and insurance reimbursement. And these are going to continue to be a problem, and we still need to kind of realize that through it all, we really should not be in this about business. We should be in this about taking care of patients and improving quality of life.
What role does technology and AI play in the future of spine surgery?
Yeah, certainly we have to embrace AI. It's reality and it has a role. It will never be able to replace what we do. And equally, when we look at the impact of robotics, I think that they're early, and I look at robots as sort of being in kindergarten, but one day they're going to graduate from university and they're going to have a big part of what we do and probably be able to do a lot of what we do more efficiently. So I think we need to embrace the technology, and certainly AI has a major role within that in terms of making our lives efficient. And I think we have to be on the cutting edge of using it in our field for sure.
What advice would you give to aspiring spine surgeons?
To the advice to young surgeons, I would say it's an amazing field. I have zero regrets in terms of what I do. Embrace it. It's not for everybody, and realize it's a life calling. It's not a career, it's a life calling, and you will always have to be available, and it will affect what you're able to do. But it is super exciting. I would say that don't just embrace the surgical component of it, but definitely understand how you can be a leader, how you can be an educator in the field of what you're doing.
How do you maintain balance in your life?
It is important to maintain a work-life balance. We talked a little bit about that in the leadership thing today, that you will be a better surgeon if you're a well-rounded individual. You have to take care of your health. You have to, as Dan Rue talked about earlier today, you got to get the sleep that's required. You want to have outside activities. You have to prioritize, and I see a lot of people who've lost their families because spine surgery was too important. Commit to your spouse, commit to your kids, commit to your family, and you will be better by taking time off. But it is a lot of work.
What are your hobbies outside of surgery?
So hobbies outside of medicine, I have 5 kids, so basically they kind of dominate my life, but I love them to death. I do try and make a very concerted effort to eat well, to sleep well, and certainly to exercise. I think exercise is a critical part of what we all should be doing. And so my exercise has changed a little bit as I've gotten older, but I try and get some cardiovascular and some weights in every day. But hobbies are very key. I also love to read. Love to read about leadership, education, history. Those would probably be my major hobbies.
What would you like to say to Dr. Summit?
So Summit, you've done an amazing job with this conference. You certainly have been on the ball from the very start. You brought in a great group of educators, leaders in their fields. And I know it's taken you a lot of work. You deserve a vacation after this, but amazing job, amazing conference, and kudos to you.